Hello everybody. Today I've got a wonderful book. It's called Man Mountain. It's out of my Ladybird collection and it's by Martin Waddell and Jane Massey. I think Jane Massey is the illustrator. So if you're sitting comfortably, we'll begin. So, Oscar was the last of the giants. He was very lonely. He lay down and went to sleep. There were hurricanes and storms and floods and twisters and volcanoes. But Oscar still slept on, forever, almost. Okay, he's asleep. Lots of mud and dust and lava and rock landed on Oscar. Gradually, he disappeared. He was just a big grassy bump with a great big forest where his beard had been. People called the bump Man Mountain. That is where old Matthew came to live with his little granddaughter, Rose. They built a house at the edge of Beard Forest. So you can see the house and the forest and the grandpa and Rose. Where do you live, Rose? The children of Ankle Village asked when Matthew took Rose to the village shop. Beard Forest, Rose told them. You should come up and talk to me sometimes. You go up the left leg, round the hip, over the belly, past the button leg, and... We don't go up there, the children told her. It's lonely, Man Mountain is. Is it? Said Rose. We don't like the sounds, the children said. But Rose did. There were friendly sounds, snores and gurgles, and they kept her company. Rose was lonely and bored with no one to talk to. She wanted to have an adventure, so she went exploring. She went over Lower Lip, passed round the dark entrance to Mouth Cavern, along Upper Lip and right up Big Nose, all by herself. There were 2 huge caves up by Big Nose. She took a rope and tied one end to the pimple on Big Nose and the other end round her waist. Then she went into the darkness of the left nostril to find out what was there. Tickle, tickle, tickle. A tissue! And a great whoosh of air came down left nostril, and Rose flew out, over moustache bushes and upper lip. She was left dangling on her rope, twisting and turning above the drop into Mouth Cavern. The sneeze roared all round the head and shook the trees of the Beard Forest. It blew the roof off Matthew's house and nearly blew Matthew away. Exciting. Help! Rose cried, but Matthew couldn't do anything. He was too busy blowing about. The earth on Man Mountain was shaking and spitting, and the forest was swaying and swaying. And down below, everything was upset with rumbles and gurgles and burps happening all over the place. Then a big voice said, There's a fly in my mouth. And out of the dark of the Mouth Cavern came a huge pink soft thing with Rose sitting on it. You're not a fly, said the big voice. You're a person. And you're a giant, gasped Rose. Please don't eat me. I don't eat people, said the big voice. Thank you so very much, said Rose, standing up and bouncing about a bit. Stop tickling, said the big voice. I'll just jump off, shall I? Said Rose, and she hopped off the beard forest, where she landed in a tree and had to climb down. She found Matthew, and they clung to each other as the forest rocked and shook. Then the shaking stopped. Now we can get away, said Rose. Oscar heard her. Splosh. What can the splosh mean? A wave came running down the cheek, just missing Rose and Matthew. Then there was another and another, flooding down off chin to chest and running into Button Lake, washing flowers and grass and rocks and trees with them. He's crying, Rose gasped. Oh, stop crying, Giant. Everything will be washed away. Can't, said Oscar. Why, said Rose. Why are you crying? Because if you go away, I'll have no one to talk to, said Oscar in a cryy voice. Rose was sad. She knew what it was like having nobody to talk to. We won't go away, she said bravely. Yes, we will, said Matthew. No, we won't, said Rose. And they didn't. They stayed on Man Mountain, and Rose talked to Oscar. She told him stories he'd never heard before, about cities and cinemas and motor cars and spaceships. And Oscar told her stories that she didn't know, about giants and dinosaurs and all the old things that were about when giants were there. Oscar's voice was so loud that the people in the village heard it. They came up Man Mountain to find Matthew and Rose. What is that noise, Rose? They said. It's Oscar the Giant stories. Stay and hear them, said Rose. And all the children did. The children from the village came again and again. So Oscar wasn't lonely anymore, and neither was Rose. See you smiling on that picture. Oh, and that is the end of the story. A smiley giant. So if you've enjoyed that, it's Man Mountain. Lovely book, that. Really enjoyed it. Well, I've time for some more tea, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.